Hello everyone and welcome to HowFixIT. Today we're tearing down Apple's iPhone 17 Pro Max to find out what's new inside, how repairable it is, and the exact steps to open it safely. If you're also interested in the teardown of the iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, or iPhone 17 Air, you'll find links to those videos in the description below. For this disassembly, I'll be using a screwdriver set, plastic pry tools, tweezers, a suction cup, and a screen disassembly tool, essential for safely opening any iPhone. Links to these tools are provided in the description. Okay, let's get started. As with previous models, we begin by removing the two screws next to the charging port. The iPhone 17 Pro Max opens from the front, so the next step is to warm the screen. Heating the display perimeter softens the waterproof adhesive. Use gentle, even heat for about 60 to 90 seconds at no more than 90 degrees Celsius or 194 degrees Fahrenheit. The screen is glued very tightly to the frame, so you'll need to apply some force to create a gap before inserting a plastic pick. Remember, there are two hinges at the top of a display. When you reach that point, push slightly downward to release them. Inside, the first thing you'll notice is a large plate covering most of the components. After disconnecting the display tables and removing the screen, we can take off this plate to see what's underneath. The iPhone 17 Pro Max features a 6.9-inch OLED panel with peak brightness rated at 3000 nits, compared to 2000 nits on last year's 16 Pro Max. Removing the plate reveals a battery mounted to its own backing. This plate doubles as a heatsink and connects to the motherboard for improved thermal management. Apple has also redesigned the chassis with better heat distribution and added a vapor chamber cooling system. Now, let's move to the battery. Unlike older models that use pull tabs, the iPhone 17 Pro Max uses electrically induced adhesive, first introduced on the iPhone 16 lineup. To remove it, you'll need a 9-volt battery and 2 wires with clamps. Here's how it works. Connect the black wire to the negative terminal and the red wire to the positive terminal of the 9-volt battery. Attach the black clamp to the light section of the plate without coating, then peel off the small tab on the battery and attach the red clamp to the silver contact. Hold the connection for about 90 seconds to soften the adhesive. If the clamps come loose, you'll need to repeat the process. After that, the battery can be lifted out. This new 5088 mAh battery delivers up to 35 hours of video playback, slightly larger than its predecessor, providing improved endurance. Let's return to the iPhone and continue our disassembly. Looking further inside, the Face ID module still consists of the front camera, dot projector, and infrared camera. The triple camera system features a 48-megapixel main lens, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 48-megapixel telephoto, each equipped with its own optical image stabilization. Next, we remove a couple more screws to take out the Earpiece speaker. The logic board comes out next. At its heart is the new A19 Pro chip, a 6-core CPU with 2 performance and 4 efficiency cores, paired with a 6-core GPU featuring hardware-accelerated ray tracing. It also includes a 16-core neural engine and neural accelerators. All of this advanced hardware is packed into Apple's familiar compact stacked logic board design. The Taptic Engine remains unchanged from previous models. The loudspeaker is slightly smaller in size but delivers the same performance. Other components still glued in place include the Wi-Fi antenna, LiDAR sensor, rear microphone, and flash LED. In the center, the wireless charging coil is covered by a protective black film. At the bottom, we find the USB-C port flex cable glued to the case. Unfortunately, the port itself is soldered onto this main ribbon cable. This means if the port fails, the entire flex cable must be replaced. Unlike the iPhone 16 Pro Max, where the USB-C port was a separate, easier-to-replace part. With the iPhone 17 Pro Max fully disassembled, let's sum up the key changes. The biggest improvement is the redesigned chassis and battery mounting plate, which allows easier battery removal and direct access to other components without dealing with messy adhesive strips. Apple has also improved the cooling system to handle the power of the A19 Pro chip, while keeping the logic board compact. If you'd like to see a more detailed disassembly and reassembly guide for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, check out the video linked in the description below. Thanks for joining me on this teardown. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other teardown videos. See you next time.